promised, coming to us live and in living color. Once again, beautiful, no matter how hard she tries. The beautiful, the wonderful for Vida Nutrition. That's VIDA nutrition.com. Dina Garcia. Morning, Dina.
Hey, Randy. Thanks for having me today.
Well, we're great you're here. And again, so wonderful to have you become part of our broadcast team now and in the future. So it's Dina, if you don't know, lives down in Miami, and we're going to get to what you do here in a minute, but she's been part of our media team for what now, about 3 years, something like that?
At least, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody asked me how we got together, and quite honestly, I can't remember. I just can't.
Yeah, I think you found me on Instagram or something like that.
Instagram or Facebook, maybe I reached out.
Yeah, and then you reached out and we kind of emailed back and forth a little bit. Then we jumped on a phone call, and then it all snowballed from there.
I stalk everybody. That's just the way it is. Well, what a blessing for us here at the Distillery Channel. And anyway, Dina, we have about 10, 12 minutes today. Want to hear, just because you've been on the shows, you're a wonderful advocate for living a full and complete life, but explain how your approach is. You're a registered dietitian nutritionist. Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing that?
Oh, I got to think now for a minute. 16 years.
How many?
16.
16?
Yeah.
Good Lord, started when she was 4. It's crazy. Look at that.
Not quite.
Yeah. So anyway, and what's your approach in a nutshell?
Yeah, so I try to stay in alignment with what's called health at every size, which means that, really helping individuals put a focus on their health and well-being and not on the sides of their body. So, and so that encompasses everything from like their medical care to, how they live their lifestyle. I like to think of eating and food as not a moral or ethical dilemma, right? So yeah, right.
Because if it is, I'm way out of bounds,
Right. It's so funny because like sometimes people, I swear, when people I barely even know and they find out what I do, I feel like I turn into like a priest or something, and they're like confessing their sins to me, and then they're expecting me to like absolve them or like give them a penance. I'm not really sure, but I'm like, it's okay. Food is not an ethical dilemma for me, right? Like it's whether you eat a donut or an apple, like to me, that's not an ethical choice. And when we make it an ethical choice, we tend to feel a lot of guilt and shame. And when we feel shame, we tend to be unmotivated. We want to hide and cover. We don't want to, change. And so a part of that mindset approach I'm taking with clients is teaching them, how to make a choice, not from an ethical standpoint, but really trying to tap into a place of self-love versus a place of fear, right? I tend to think the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is fear. And we're generally operating from one of those viewpoints. And that really opens us up to a really amazing possibility with food, because we can use food to nourish us and, keep us healthy and energetic, but there's also so much enjoyment with food as well that we can tap into when we've removed that ethical dilemma and operate with love and self-compassion.
Yeah, no question about it. We had that conversation about your professional outlook on it, and it really helped me. I mean, it did. I've taken off now about 35 pounds, but basically I reframed that in my head because, and I told guys this, well, how's Dina working? I said, well, it's like, us grease monkeys back in the 60s, we had a car. We do everything to keep that car 100%, going. We love that car. Change the oil, change the tires, change the car. When you could do all that stuff in the old cars. And even today, guys with their cars, they clean them, they clean their house, they do everything. They take immaculate care of it. And my approach was at the time, well, why wouldn't I do that with my own body? Mm-hmm. And basically through my life, fortunately for me, up until this point, knock on wood, the only things I've had go wrong with me are athletic injuries. Take a little blood pressure medicine and a little assistance, with cholesterol, some, omega-3 or something like that. But basically, I didn't go out for I saw friends of mine Friday and Saturday nights eating heavily buttered, steak and lobster and all that, and every Friday night and every Saturday night, going to major football games. And it started in the morning, early night, but in life of that. And even when I joined them, and even at Christmas, it sounds bizarre, but I just decided to have I wouldn't allow myself even to eat pie because it was when one piece of pie ended up being a whole pie, you know. ended up, so I just said, no, you can say no to this and have decent portions and not gain that weight at Christmas and you have to lose it every January. But it's a great approach. Um, and what I like about you is that you profess that all the time and people love working with you. So your business is busy, 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 and you're hiring people, right?
Yeah. I actually just hired another dietitian this past week.
Wow, how exciting, you know. So we're going and growing and busy after the pandemic, but you know, doing the right things for people, and that's great. Well, what it leads to us is that there's also another side to Dina Garcia. How many kids do you have, Dina?
I have two kids,
Yeah,
9 and 11. Well, it's
yeah,
gonna be 9 in a couple weeks and 11.
yeah. And she shared with me earlier what you're doing over Memorial Day weekend, which we're not going to be doing here in Northern Illinois, guaranteeing you. So go
We're
ahead.
taking kids to a water park. It's
Yeah.
probably gonna be super busy, but they're dying to go, so we're gonna do it.
Well, the state of Wisconsin normally opens up on Memorial Day for those summertime vacations. And if they go far enough north, they will find snow. So not a problem. You know, if you're camping out or going to the Dells, they have water parks all over the Wisconsin Dells above Madison. I hope they have indoor
Oh, I've
reservations.
actually been there before. It's a
Have
lot
you?
of fun. They have some really good water parks up there.
Yeah, no, we're very, very good friends. We spend lifetimes up at the Dells and super, super fun place to go. Beautiful area. Wisconsin's just gorgeous. So when you come this summer, we'll adventure north. We don't have to go too far to go do. We're going to do a lot of things. So anyway, we want to get into the area because what we're talking about over my shoulder is the craft beverage and culinary tours, and those words mean a lot because Rob in the rear view, my good partner and associate Rob and August and myself knew that we had a lot of distillery, breweries, wineries, spas, destinations, hotels, big to small, vacation bureaus across, you know, the country that basically we're going to try to figure out how to open up their businesses, small entrepreneurs to large entrepreneurs. Now, we decided to do, and we found a way to do, is create the Craft Beverage and Culinary Tours Facebook group, which grew exponentially. And people said, well, tell us more. Well, basically, we boiled it down to all the good things in life. We want to help those people reopen. So you have said yes to helping us define what all the good things in life are. And it's an open definition. Every time we talk about it, you always ask, what does that mean? Just tell me where you want to go and what you want to do. Does that sound like fun?
That sounds like a ton of fun. I love to get out and explore, see new places.
Yeah. So I asked you this question as a pre-question earlier this week, given any thought to the places that you'd like to go around the world? It can be nationally, international, don't make any difference.
Yeah, I would love to check out I think they're called blue zones, which is different pockets over the globe where there's a high concentration of centenarians, so people that are living into their hundreds. I think that would be a fun thing to experience and talk to people and just kind of get a feel for what their day-to-day life feels like. I think it's so much beyond just the food that they're eating. I think there's a lot to it in their lifestyle. I also am German, so I'd love to go to Germany one day. Like that's always been
Go where?
bucket list. What's that?
Go where?
Germany.
Absolutely. I'm on with you at that. Yeah.
And I was reading about this place where you can go where I think it's near like volcanic activity and you can get sparkling water right from the ground. So it's like already carbonated. I was like,
Where is that?
somewhere in Germany. I'll
Really?
send you the place. Yeah.
I didn't think they had any volcanoes in Germany at this point.
I think it's like kind of out. I don't know if it's under the ground. I'm not really sure, but it just said from, or maybe it's old activity. I don't know, but it comes out of the ground. It's already carbonated. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Well, with our German heritage, because the name Weckerli, I mean, my whole family is from German, what they call Schweiz Deutsch, it's sort of the Salzburg area. And I don't know anybody over there. I'm sorry?
I'm Blankenberger.
Well, there you go. It sounds like we should have a hot dog company.
Right. Yeah.
But Germany is a hoot. It is. I mean, go to Munich, they got the Hofbrauhaus. We were there, 7 stories, 4,000 or 5,000 people. See the big beer steins, 6 at a time, 400-pound waitresses that are carrying it to you. And it's a riot. And the last time I was there, they were having a soccer tournament, and Manchester United, the soccer team,
Yeah.
had a game the next day if they could find any teeth at that point in time, but they were celebrating with us the whole night. If you wanted to celebrate rowdy and hearty, go with the soccer team to the Hofbrauhaus in Munich.
Yeah.
Highly noted. You learn it in your German books. I mean, it is the place to go, but what a great town. Where else would you like to go, Dina?
I would also like to go to Iceland,
Yeah.
even though I hate the cold. But they've got some cool stuff up there. They're really into renewable energy.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be cool to see some of the stuff they're doing there, check out some hot springs, because I
Mhm.
would be probably freezing my butt off, but
Well,
obviously for a reason.
there's no reason to limit it, because we've got the magazine, The Next Taste, that's you're a contributor to. And if you haven't read Dina's articles in there, they're always highly regarded. And when we look and see who gets well read, it's her articles people look at. In fact, we reran one this last month because everybody liked it so much, and so we did it, and it's great. And it's about substituting food, if I remember, healthy,
Yeah, healthy.
swaps. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, really good article. But anyway, you're going to see a lot. I'm sorry.
No, nothing.
I'm saying you're going to see a lot with Dina, because Dina's going to be coming on our show. She's going to be on every week and be as a contributor from Miami. And I think you're going to be able to give us what's going on in Miami to begin with.
Yeah,
Something always going on there,
pretty much. Yeah.
But we've got some other things that are going to take us across the country as we sit and evolve the show. We're going to get back on the road now that the pandemic's coming to an end. And Dina's going to have to give us these lovely places and updates. Now that she says it, she has to activate it. So she's going to have to do some research and get some interviews set up. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to learn.
I think it will be.
So why not have Dina Garcia on your team? You learn how to eat well. You learn how to travel. You learn how to go to great places. It might stretch you a little bit. And the main thing is, when she mentioned talking about places where people live well into their, we talked about that here we can't wait for you to unfold that. Not only on the shows, but on the magazine, and have it go on and let's visit them all. Let's see, put them on a chart, and let's see how
I can tell you this much. A lot of them have a pretty high carb intake. Let that
perfect.
Right. Everybody's so afraid of carbs, but
Yeah.
do that.
Where would be the number one place you'd want to go to do that? Sorry.
Oh gosh. Possibly, I mean, I don't know of all of them. I know there's one in Japan and Italy. I think there's 5 or 7 total. I'll have to look them up. I'm not certain.
Yeah, I know there's one in Italy. I know there's one in Japan, and I know that Hawaii has sort of a bent toward that, the healthiest state.
Yeah.
And I think there's one also in a mountainous region, sort of around Mount Everest, that they live at a higher altitude. It's really,
yeah, I think you're right there. Yeah.
Sort of bizarre, but I don't want to live there. Italy would be a good place to start. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Might find an extended trip or two. To go really unhealthy, France is opening up, by the way. I always like to have a little update. I just got this in this morning, July 9th. The European Union said they're going to open up, but France is opening up. We do have, and I want to take you on this just sort of as a hint, if we get a media trip that I've been working on for 2 years, to go to Italy. We're going to go to Normandy. We're going to go to Paris. And then I've lined up a cooking school for 3 days and 2 nights. In Provence, to learn how to really begin to not affect, but learn how to cook French food. And yeah, I mean, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I started that. My French cookbook, which I'll show you next time, is tattered, torn, taped up, hard to cook out of. It's wonderful. And I said, now I'm gonna go back and have them really teach it. So I think it'd be great to have a dietitian saying, that's really terrible, but it tastes good.
Again, I won't judge.
Yeah, no, judging is fine. I just don't care. It's gonna do it. No, anyway, Dina, you have any questions for us or anything you want to say that I missed?
No, I'm excited. This is going to be so much fun. I'm kind of at that place in my life where my kids are getting a little bit older now. So I kind of feel like it's time to have fun again. You go through so many years when they're younger where, there's really not a lot of fun other than the cuteness of them, but
when I look back, I just talked to a friend of mine who has 4 kids
Ooh, wow.
and from 3 to 15. And I said, you know, I coached over 800 games and did all the things in raising kids and effectively as a single parent or co-parenting. I don't know how I did it. I'm looking at it on the other side because you go, wow, you need that energy. You know, there's something that God gave us at your age that as you sort of grow out of that, you go, yeah, I think traveling would be good. You know,
Yeah.
park it. Anyway, Dina, we look forward to having you on every week. It's going to be on our beautiful new show, going to be called the Craft Beverage and Culinary Tours Show. And we will have in that segments that are going to be called the Next Taste on Tour, which could be the next taste in dining, the next taste in wine, the next taste in spas, the next taste in golf. I don't care, but we'll have all these great segments that are going to be boiled into it. So,
Nice.
yeah, you're part of our magazine. You're going to have the Dina Garcia Vita Nutrition app that you can all sit and get here soon. And basically, you can get updates weekly from her, direct from her to your phone, 100%. We don't gather any information. It's just your information to them. We don't sell it. We don't mine it. We don't do anything other than you can have direct communication to all your friends and guests. So it's all good. Can't wait till next week, Dina. You have a great holiday.
You too.
All right, bye. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.